wise. Unless the warrior was the other one that's actually like got more to it. There's definitely a lot of lore though and world building, so this is definitely something. If you like fantasy, this seems to be like the really good visual novel to get into. High fantasy language and acronyms, tripping you up. There's acronyms. I mean, it's just I don't. I never spoke a lick of Irish before, so it's like, oh no, me trying to remember a new language. I think I was doing pretty good though. I did pretty good for like hee hee huh huh dumb American, right? Um. Oh wait. So that was good people. Spell. I think spell. I'm gonna do spell candle because that one's a little bit longer. The game that I'm gonna play last is 100% like an hour long. So it's not. It'd be better to end it on that because it might not even take an hour. Um. So I want to give more time to the games that I have no idea how long they're gonna be. Um. Let me get the links for Soul. Wait. Oh, this is the wrong game. This is the wrong game. Whoa. They both start with S. They both start with S. I was like, wait, what? Spell Candle. That's the game I'm playing. Yikes. I was saying, that's the wrong game I'm loading up. So this is another demo that's on Steam. There's a Kickstarter. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Okay. This might be a problem. The last demo I played, there was an issue with the game being full screen. Whoa. Why does it show my? This is window. Why does it show my? Ah, yeah. This isn't gonna work in full screen. Whoa. Oh, let me just hide that real quick. Wait, why is it showing my? It's window capture. Why does it show my? Uh oh. Oh my. Some reason windowed does not actually mean windowed. That's a little weird. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, I'm messing around with it a bit. Um. Okay. Let me see if I move OBS away. No, it's all right. Let me close the game and open it back up. I don't know why it took like a screenshot of OBS being it's a little odd. A little bit odd. I think this game's only on Steam right now though, so it's not like I could go to like an itch.io. Alright, let me try this again. Okay, it's showing me just the it's showing me just the game. Cool. Okay. First things first, I'm going to settings. Excuse me. Oh, what the? What language is that? That's a nice sound. Ah, okay. Wait, whoa. Eh? Magical. I'll refresh that? Why is it not moving? Okay, that's a problem. Okay. Oh, that's still a problem. It's just changing the... It changes the size, but it doesn't actually... Oh. I don't want to do display mode. I really don't. Wait, let's alright. Let me see if it registers as a game. Ah! Okay. There we go. Why is it open so big? Okay, Alright, solution. We got this. Nice. Okay. How far are you willing to go to contain war in a glass dome? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even... Well, I'll link it after. I'll send the links later. How many parents would you be willing to sacrifice? How many brothers would you... I need to change the... Hold on. I forgot I need to change the category. Spell candle. I don't know if it has a... I think that's it. I don't see another one. Yep, this is a visual novel. Oh yeah. Alright, let's make sure it actually changed it. Yes. Okay. How many parents would you be willing to sacrifice? How many brothers would you kill? Would you grow numb to the pain, become a zealous leader, willing to sacrifice anything for the greater good? Turn a blind eye to the orphans on the street. Ignore those disabled, begging for coin. Steal, bribe, and extort for a chance at peace. How many decisions would leave you lying awake at night, counting the souls you sent to the slaughter? Can living in war for millennia truly be considered life? Whoa. The candles have candled my friend. A loud whistle breaks the silence, rendering the carriage to a sudden stop. The tip of my quill shatters. Oh no! As it smashes into the paper before I can put down my next thought on the page. Identity control! The shout comes from the outside, and I put my notepad down, scoffing up the ruined nib. This was the third one today. I think I should stop writing on the road, and I'm tempted to throw my hands up in frustration and scream. I selected to be the Arcean delegation's reporter for this year's Dread Festival. It should be considered a great honor to be able to report on your country's political victories, no matter how small. But you can't expect a caged bird to sing happily. I reached into my leather satchel to find my identification documents before stepping out of my petite carriage. Very interesting intro, I'll give him that. I feel pleased by the chance to stretch my legs, annoyed that I have to go through this, curious to finally get a peek at the outside, enthusiastic that we've likely almost reached our death. I'd be happy to stretch. Just a few feet ahead, an elven woman is going through the papers of an older gentleman from our contingent. And what role do you fulfill within this delegation? Her voice is like the sharp... Oh, I gave her a soft-ass voice. Her voice is like the sharp-pointed end of an ancient spear. I'm the senator representing the region of the Beastlands. The elf sniffs the air around the delegate and frowns. She smelled him? She's beautiful. That's what we pay attention to. Glimmering mercury eyes peek out from underneath short bangs the color of milky quartz. Her skin, like deep iron ore, glitters gently in the rays of daylight. After a long, thorough read of the man's identification documents, she hands them back to him without a word. I find myself nervous as the elf's long knife-like ears twitch and her attention shifts to me. I've never seen anything like it. Her cold gaze examines me from head to toe before she reaches a hand out. Identification documents. I hand them over and she scans through them quickly. Oh, okay. Woo woo, Echo. Choose your pronouns. They, them. And what role do you fulfill within this delegation? Oh, okay. Yeah, sniff. I was selected by Empire to take an account of the Dread Festival for an article. May report on the mutually beneficial relationship between our nations. I'll be writing a positive piece about Quill and Galar's leadership. Plan to record our general's involvement in foreign affairs for his. I mean, this sounds true. I was selected by the Empire to take an account of the Dread Festival for an article. Her eyebrows raised slightly at my response. After a moment, she nods, accepting my explanation. Well, that was easy. And your general, where could I find him? Oh no, maybe in the back? I got the general in the back. The question perplexes me. Though the delegation had been traveling for several weeks, I had encountered the infamous Shadow Master once. Had I? Had we? Upon seeing my bewildered expression, the elf offers a small explanation. He was not in his carriage. Some stranger just jumps into the conversation, perhaps because he got bored of being confined in a turbulent box for days. A voice responds before I can open my mouth to formulate an apology. I step back from the carriage and seek out its source. Yeah, who said that? Damn! Upon the wooden roof of my small carriage relaxed one of the most beautiful gentlemen I had ever seen. Sir? With his eyes closed, his expression was so serene that I found myself wondering if I'd misheard him speak. The music is so fucking loud. What the hell? I thought I turned that bitch down. Well, okay. Shadow Master, may day and night preserve you. Oh, you're the general. The man on the roof of my carriage opened his eyes and leveled the woman with a cold gaze. His eyes were the color of flags of our empire. You're on top of the carriage. The color blood and dangerous forbidden things. What forbidden things? There will always be one in these visual novels. What do you mean by Shadow Axe? Meet Shadow Master. Oh, what is your name? Latimore? I could hear the elven woman swallow from beside me so vividly. Bitch, me too. That I wondered if the world around us had fallen quiet on purpose. May I please see your documents, General? A frown crossed his features before he quickly sat up. He slid his feet over the edge of the carriage and jumped down with the grace of a cat. He'd be like, my permission. I gave myself permission to pass. Here. He pushed a stack of documents that was so thick into the hands of the elf that it made me gape. How thick? It might take you a few days. Oh, he's funny. He's funny. He smirked and I wondered where on himself he kept a pocket large enough to hold all that paper. We best investigate, honey. Excuse me. Peek into the papers, keep watching him. Who's looking at the papers? The political leader of our delegation crosses his arms behind his back, his expression neutral as he scans the surrounding environment. I feel my breath hitch as his gaze pass over me for a split second. The elf suddenly thrusts the pages back to the general. She said, I ain't reading all that. It gives him a shaky nod and thank you before wobbling off to the next carriage. Was that necessary? The man's notorious crimson gaze turns to me. She asked for my papers. And you gave her every single paper you've came into contact since you were a babe, huh? This game knows her target audience. Shut up. He shrugged. It was my fault that she wasn't ready for what was on them. Somehow this behavior does little to surprise me. It might have been considered to let her know beforehand. I ain't falling silent. Let's fight. Why would I do that? His eyebrows rose and challenged. I found myself searching for a response to give him. Because you're the Shadow Master. Think the ever-powerful elven aspects don't know which general is being sent to their city as a peace tribute every year? I blink at his response. That's fair. An uncomfortable silence falls over us, and I notice the way his gaze wanders down below my waist, scrutinizing me. Damn, bitch, what? A frown crosses his lips. I follow his eyes in. What, do I got a hole in my pants or something? Fuck, the inkwell I had left on the seat beside me must have spilled when the carriage came to a sudden halt. Oh, right, ink. He is staring pointedly at a large black stain on the side of my pants. I hope you're not planning on wearing that to the welcome dinner. Of course not. I highly suggest not embarrassing yourself or the Empire by doing so. Everything about this man was irritating. Damn right. I won't. The look he gave me was one of complete apathy. I grit my teeth. A loud, high-pitched whistle traveled from the gates ahead of us. Someone is giving us all the clear. Oh, giving us all the clear. The clicking of metallic hinges echo me in the air, and I take it in as my sign to return to the piece of my small carriage. I hope you have a good day, General. There wasn't a single sincere word in that sentence. He raises... Damn, we are on site, huh? He raised a set of eyebrows as I stepped to my carriage. This dude could probably carry me, and I'm over here like... Trip on a stone, won't you? Making sure to avoid the spilled ink, I turned around and shut the door in his face. He's definitely coming for my ass. A childish reaction, but his expression was well worth it. With blood pounding my ears, I found a clean place to sit before the carriage. It resumed its movement shortly after, entering Omnis, the city of Candleaxe. Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. There's candles everywhere! That's a lot of wax. The capital city of the elves. I find myself... Honestly, I'll be honest, this is actually kind of reassuring and different, like, refreshing. Because, like, usually people say elves, it's like, they live in a forest. They live in a place full of candleaxe? Sure. Ah, one of those. Who does he think he is? While the neurons are firing on all cylinders? Just who the hell do you think I am? My god. And here I am, kicking my feet, twirling a lock of hair, giggling even. I find myself eagerly peeking out the window, making a continuous effort to forget the fact that I may have just angered one of the most dangerous men on the eastern continent. Boy, gotta live a little. My eyes wander between the many tall buildings made of marble, adorned with golden embellishment, before lingering on the rectangular houses with roofs assembled from slabs of multicolored quartz. Illuminated by the withdrawing river of light, the path of the goddess of day. All structures bask in the warm rays, coloring in various shades of brilliant oranges and golds. It is a breathtaking view. We pass under the long archway of stone upon which I can hear the bubbling of running water. Dozens of half-burnt candles on Sunday. Wait. Do these candles have to be replaced like every day or something? That sounds like a lot. The dozens of half-burnt candles of sun-dry colors and sizes sit atop each visible surface. I find myself itching to see what these streets look like at night. That's probably really beautiful, given everything. My thoughts quickly bring me back to the journal in my lab. Quickly, I fetch a new quill from my bag and note down my initial impressions. After several days of travel, our delegation has finally arrived at Omnis, the legendary elven capital. The gates were guarded strictly, and our official documents and identities were checked for I don't know what that was. We'll skip it. This year, Great Empire's leading envoy for the peace celebrations is a Shadow Master. That seems like a good choice, man. Right? He sports a unique brand of charm. He's a very considerate leader. I don't know about that. Let's say the charm. He sports a unique brand of charm that inspires the awe of everyone around him. Like a hurricane or some other horrible natural disaster. He has a way with words. I am blessed to be able to experience the elves' exultation when around him. At least I'm not the only one terrified of this monster. Oh! We meander through the roads for another 20 minutes before the carriage comes to a final stop in front of the only building that looks terribly out of place. Is that right? Oh. Oh, that is our lodges. Uh-huh. A tall rectangular pagoda that serves as the Ares Empire Embassy at Omnis. That's quite the tongue twister. As I disembark, I spot the general already disappearing past the red curtains. Bye! He doesn't spare me a glance. Oppressive prick. I've given a small but pleasantly furnished room in the embassy and quickly ditched my pack in there before heading out to the city. Hopefully I'm gonna get some pants. I need to find a tailor somehow. Yes, I ask around. I follow a trail of the most expensive looking building. That's not good. I tag after the most lavishly dressed elves on Main Street. I take a map of the city from the embassy to help orient me. I think that's the good choice. The map itself isn't as detailed as I'd like. Fuck. But I'd make out the names of the districts of Omnis, as well as a couple of points of interest. As I take a look around the enclave of the gods, the area of the earth elves first, since I had read so much about how lavishly they live. Who said that? Oh, it's like the background sound. He doesn't acknowledge me, challenge accepted. Exactly, we're brat behavior. It takes me about 15 minutes of walking and skulking about weird alleyways before I spot a cylindrical structure of rose marble. 2 golden curtains embroidered with large designs of a wool spool with pink string hung from around its wide open double doors. Wide open Dumbledores. Dark letters spell out the words, the hour of the golden ones, right above the entrance of the building. Yo, why is there... Isn't this a place with, like, cloth? Why is there lit candles? Cinema Sims will have a field day with this. The gentle strum of mandolin came from inside, heart-wrenching, intense, soulful, and yet somehow welcoming. Imagine you go shopping and every store's got, like, someone in the corner playing music. I step inside. Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's not like they have, like, music. Like, you walk into a store, you know, they're playing, like, freaking, Doja Cat. Now the guy, you gotta improvise. You got this little guy in the corner going like. I step inside, yet find myself incapable of spotting a single worker. Really? At least not the way they got. They got a guy on standby playing music, but we can't find somebody to help us find some payments. At least not until 3 shadows of varying sizes shift from behind a paravan of curtains. They speak in some language I do not recognize. Wait patiently until I know this. I will wait. I wait quietly, watching outlines shift behind the curtains that sway at the mercy of the wind. A customer. The medium shadow queries. Smells like it. The small silhouette, short and stubby, moves to face my direction. Its voice, high-pitched and snippy. Okay, high-pitched and snippy. I can do it. Now was not a good time. I frowned, but I wasn't able to give up the easy. Oh, that was still a short one. And you now fit for a party tonight at the Arisian Embassy, please. Kept my tone polite, but I know an undertone of desperation slipped in. I didn't want to see the general smug expression directed at me tonight. Oh, he'd be like, you still got ink on your pants, hee hee ha ha. Boy, you better watch out, I'm gonna throw a butter roll at you. Musicians on the corner playing Despacito pre-Alexa days. I don't even remember Despacito. Despacito. I don't remember the fucking song. A short silence followed, filled only by the gentle strum of the mandolin. Yeah, the guy's like, I'm still here, but you know what? I'm gonna just keep my head down. We are very busy, and... A predatory growl erupted from behind the paravan. Help them! Y'all got something back there? The command rolled through the chamber with a low rumble. Oh no, it's like the boss, I guess. I thought it was like a beast. I felt myself tense as the tallest figure turned to face me from behind the curtain. But, Natura? The growl grew louder. As you wish, Natura. A pretty voice. The tone was reverent, obedient. Language now fully switched to common. The paravan of curtains rustled as a short elf that looked to be within the late years of his lifespan stepped out to help me. Isn't this a shrill guy? Right this way. I was quickly left behind another small paravan. I am Kubio, one of the designers of the Hour of the Golden Ones, and your extra hand to look your best today. Will you be needing help undressing? No. The question caught me off guard. I refused politely. Maybe it's the customs. Don't get that offended. Thank you for the offer, but I am accustomed to dressing myself. Kubio nods, surprisingly accepting of my choice. Very well then, and I shall see what we have that will fit your body while you disrobe. You gonna have me get naked before you give me something to wear? Drape yourself in the plush blanket on the Davenport if you're feeling bare. Also, it's a choice. You don't have to put something back on. And do not be concerned. We change them after every client that refuses to take it home with them. You get to... Well, I mean, that's nice. You get to take the robe home, but if they don't want it, you just take it out back and burn it or something? Before I could process his words, the elf had made his way outside of my changing area. It didn't take long before several beautiful outfits were brought to me. Kubio made it his mission to look everywhere, but at my body as he delivered them and exited. That's polite. His regard for my wishes put me at ease as I tried to put on the outfits one by one. Do any of these suit your fancy? Alright, here we go. A racy blue and white draped dress with a beautiful belt made of pearls. Meh. A conservative black cotton toga that sticks to my curves / muscles. A leather two-piece blouse with matching pants. and assented with golden bracers and rings. Now that sounds fancy. A ceremonial red and white robe of silk with a black embroidered sash. Put me in the pants. I'm kicking ass tonight. After I put the jewelry on and looked into the mirror, I hardly recognized myself. The leather is the leather is tight, but the seams are flawless, allowing for freedom of movement. The gold accessories balance out the neutral ensemble, giving the illusion that it was worn by someone powerful. A great choice. The tailor praises the way the item of clothing sits upon my frame. Is this the outfit to your liking? Yes, it is. Lovely. Now please follow me to the lit lockbox. I nod and exit through the heavy curtains to join the small elf at the pay desk, not expecting the looming figure that pushed past the paravan across from mine. Woo! Who the hell is that? Oh, that must be the person who was growling earlier. I mean, I would imagine. I find myself face to chest. This dude's taller than me, with a being unlike any I've ever seen before. A tall cross between man and monster, with a powerful body and a rich skin tone. Powerful? Yeah, I'll say that. As I look up at him, eyebrows in surprise, before his lips twist into a tameless smile. Seems like I made the correct choice. What do you mean by that? Another one? Props for the skin tones, though. Yeah, he's dark. He's a dark brother. Excuse me? That's right. Excuse me? Getting you dressed. Oh, wait. What? Oh, because he told them to service me sounds wrong. He told them to, help me out. Of course, furry. I mean, why not? It's fantasy. His voice like a little purr. I can't do that. I don't got the testosterone. And I find my cheeks heating as he made a show of admiring my outfit of choice. Oh, he meant the outfit. Okay, fuck, whatever. You're stunning. Hey, buddy, don't lay it on too thick. We just got here. Thank you. A large tail swishes back and forth from behind him as he tilts his head to one side. He's enjoying this. Did you also manage to find suitable clothes? Does it look like he's dressed? Do you make a habit out of helping others out? I'm pretty sure he's the guy who runs this bitch. Unfortunately, I don't have the time for such noble work. Lately, the only people I happen to assist are my subordinates by doing the stacks of paperwork on my desk. Damn, that paperwork must be intense. Brother, you've got well, we can't see past the belt, but he's got quite the build. Clench that pen. Nah, nothing wrong with it. I've noticed the furry artist represents skin tones better than human artists. Says a lot. I mean, now that you say that, yeah, it does. Variety. They've had to change that damn thing 3 times this year already. Are you a public servant of some kind? Pretty much. He's more nicer than the fucking general of my own country. His bold outfit choices made me assume he was a famed exotic dancer or performer. Don't be assuming. The thought made my mind travel in a direction that was anything but innocent. Pony starts playing. No. You know there's that group that makes medieval songs out of modern day songs? They need to make one for Pony and then slap it into this game. See, they're like, oh, I think you're an exotic dancer. I thought his ass was a warrior. I thought he was shopping here too for a second, but like I said, he must have been the one growling earlier. So I was almost glad when he changed the topic. That's right. Let's get off the obvious. I think you're sexy. Now to do my job as public servant by covering your bill. Oh, all right. He's a keeper, giving me a little chance to respond. The creature moved to stand in front of the tailor. Thank you, but that is unnecessary. I'm gonna be as weak about this as I can. I hurriedly stepped even closer to Kupia, who looked like between me and the tall man now behind me uncertainly. Do you always fight back this hard when someone tries helping you out? Shut up! Stop laughing at me! The way his portrait didn't even give me like 2 seconds before he's like having himself a giggle. This was like a variation of breast milk meme. Was it? Oh, you should see it. If you go watch my playthrough of Lover's Enigma, there's a character named Yoko, and I had actually slipped up and did the whole breast milk theme meme, like with the barista. Wait, no, not necessarily, not the whole one, but just like the ma'am, Miss Mother, something like that. It was not. I did not do that shit on purpose. I actually, like, brain dead fumbled. The dev knows where the target audience is looking. Yeah, it makes sense because his height, in retrospect to the resolution, he's like at eye level the titties are. I know I've given him a weird look when his smile widens, showing off a pair of sharp top canines. I forgot what he asked me. What did he say? Do you always? Oh wait, what? Oh, okay, that's a little weird that the history doesn't. You have to drag it down. It starts at the top. Do you always fight back when it's hard? Someone helps you out. Yes. An amused hum leaves his lips. Yeah, his lips, alright. I find myself wondering if he's gleaned from his curt line of questioning. This isn't a battle you need to fight. Your purchase is on me. Something else is about to be on him, too. Consider it consider it a gift from the terror of the elves. I freeze in place as the tall creature crosses his arms in front of his chest. Yeah, that's right, bring more focus back here, refusing to take no for an answer. His lion-like tail swishes back and forth as if taunting me to attempt to refuse his kindness. This man was the terror, the demigod. I wanted to watch that stream, but my interwebs had unspec maintenance. Yay for VODs. Hey, no problem, brother. The demigod leader of the city of Fides and the chosen of the earth element. So we know of him. He just paid for a ridiculously overpriced item of clothing. For me. That means he wants to fuck. Alright. That's all you can say. The intensity of his gaze lessened before he nodded toward the clothing on my body. Pretty things suit pretty people. Oh, he needs to stop. He needs to stop. I'm gonna drink. It's a good thing I didn't have alcohol. I have tea brewing on the fire, which I need to go address soon. But, woo! Consider it a party favor. You are a guest of the Dread Festival, right? I need him to stop. I need a nod, and he gives me a brilliant grin. His smile is the best portrait he has. Even counting the fucking, introducing art. Then please, make yourself at home in our city. The words a million people would kill for this chance echo in my mind. That is me talking, and I find myself smiling back at the demigod. See, after having multiple encounters like this, I am now a person of opportunity. What are you doing tonight? Hey, we gonna meet at the same place? Let's make it a date. Thank you. It is my duty and incidentally my pleasure. I find my cheeks heating a bit at his tone. I should be on my way. Of course, I'll be seeing you tonight then. Called it. Oh, I got chills from that! I pick up my old clothes and pack before bidding Cupia and the Terra the most dignified goodbye I could muster. Right? I just started dropping my underwear. Whoops! The devs had fun with this one. I can tell. Now, what did the way back to the embassy look like? I know, I would be walking out of there disoriented too. I started retracing my steps, but clearly find myself unable to deny the itch to put words on paper over my recent encounter. Exactly, I'm gonna memorize this place. But compared to the capital of Ares Empire, the elven city of Omnis is beautiful but chaotic, ridiculously expensive. I didn't pay for anything. How expensive was it? The architecture I see as I walk the streets is awe-inspiring, but the structure of the city itself is incomprehensible. I wonder what the spatial architects were thinking when they planned this place. The urban design is amateurish when compared to the organized construction of our capital city. My thoughts then wandered to the terror of the elves, to his warm smiles and his overly accommodating sentiments. Yeah, his smile is what we remember. Nobody had ever covered a bill for me before. Purely out of kindness, I can't help but wonder what the price I'd have to pay for it in return would be. I'm gonna shut up. I frown and structure my thoughts on the demigod of Earth. My first impression of the terror of the elves is that he seems to live in his own world. He has a terrible savior. No. I've never once spotted any one of 9 generals. Sorry, I've never once spotted any of our 9 generals out shopping for clothes mere hours before an event as important as the Dread Festival. Then again, if the terror is as rich as legends say he is, I shouldn't be surprised that he throws money around at pompous stores with ridiculously inflated price tags. I feel my chest grow heavy with guilt over the words I put down. I've been taught to always show the strength of our empire. Throwing mud at the reputations of others in order to do so, however, has never been my favorite thing to do. I exhale and look up from my page and quill, needing a distraction from my treacherous thoughts. Where are we now? They even have tea candles. Oh yeah, tea lights. This place is candling too much for me. It comes quickly as I do not recognize the streets I'm walking on. Multitasking is not always as easy as it seems. The marble and quartz are lost, instead replaced by simple one-floor stone buildings, decorated with all kinds of dried plants, bones, and black velvet curtains. The streets seem deserted. The air feels oppressive. Unlike the other parts of town, soft lavender and green candles lay lit around the streets, as though there is a heavy darkness here that dims all other colors and need to be warded off. Silence stretches over me in a way that has me glancing back at my shadow. I don't know why, but this place reminds me of some of the worst moments in my life. The passing of my late parents, terrible breakup with abusive ex, a near-death experience I suffered through, the loss of a friend in the yearly wars. Yearly? Let's say near-death experience. An unforeseen medical condition that I had a chance not to survive. Fortunately, I recovered, but I get a shiver every time I recall it and how close it brought me to the brink. I recall the darkness as I passed out, the concerned faces around me. How weak and pathetic I felt during my recovery process. I take a deep breath and focus on the teachings of the Ares Empire. A way to fight back the demons that attempt to conquer you. Oh wait, why am I still sweating? I need to keep myself occupied and focus on the things at hand. I need to take everything step by step. Let's look for some help. While the streets I'm currently on is empty, there surely must be someone I can ask for directions. Someone's whispering a lot. I wonder why. I walk around 5 minutes, 10 minutes after taking lefts and rights, making my way through neighborhoods that look lived in, yet don't spot a single person. Haven't I already been on this street? I feel as though I'm being watched. I find myself constantly glancing around at the vacant windows and empty street corners. Cold chill climbs up my back as I reach a few doors without windows or candles. Was this elven magic, or all just in my head? Was someone playing tricks on me? Ah! Why am I so sweaty? Just thirsted out while I'm at. Shut up. When I stop to readjust my pack, I feel something wet hit my forehead. Rain! The darkening skies up above surprise me, and I barely a moment to blink before I'm caught in a downpour. The rain is so heavy and cold that I don't hide somewhere quick. I'm sure I'll be sick during tonight's banquet. Shit. At this rate, my notes will be ruined. I break into a run looking for shelter from the downpour. The only place I manage to find on such short notice is underneath a small staircase. I'm forced to squeeze in underneath, pulling my feet to my chest. I like the rain. I've always found it calming. The pitter-patter of raindrops against any surface could easily put me to sleep. With a downpour like this, it seems as if the sky itself is crying. For the first time in my life, I found the sky's unruliness almost unfair. By force of habit, I find myself closing my eyes and listening to the sound of raindrops as they hit the cement. I breathe in the petrichor and allow its familiar smell to calm me. Despite my feelings, I find my early unease evaporating, melting away with the minutes. A dog! I open my eyes to the sound of a bark and find a small puppy tilting its head at me. When I blink again, however, I find that I must have imagined it. That's scary. Oh! Oh! Okay. What stands before me instead is a tall man dressed from head to toe in black. His 4 eyes are startling green, greener than the purest jadeite. Somehow, he sticks out from within the gloom of the surrounding environment, perhaps because of the lit white candle that gleams in the lantern he holds up towards me. Okay. He surveys me silently, unbothered by the rain falling from the sky. His gaze lingers a beat too long on my ears. On my ears? What's wrong with my ears? Oh, he clocking I'm not an elf? Is that... He inhaled and exhaled. A sound like an exasperated scoff escapes him before he moves his cape to one side. It takes me a moment to realize that he's offering to share all his cape. Come on. I'm not sure how I managed to hear a voice so gentle above the downpour. Oh, he's gentle. Let's get you out of this rain. I should refuse. Something about strangers in danger. No, let's go. Let's go. Press up against them. However, this man and his calm, gentle presence reassured me of my safety in a way no one else ever had. Perhaps it was magic. And did it truly matter if I was bespelled, if I managed to get to the banquet in time? With a nod, I moved quickly from beneath the cold staircase to under the unfamiliar men's cape. I am pleased to find that it's much warmer and larger than it looks. The cape or him? Damn, 3 for 3 with the dark-skinned males? Wow! I mean, I only glanced at, like, the photos. I don't know how many characters are in this game, but yeah. I assume you are an ambassador of the Ares Empire. Once again, I am surprised I can hear him. Oh, he's really soft, I'm guessing. Something of the sort. His gaze lingers on me for a moment too long, though he says nothing. He reaches his lantern forward, and I gather that we should move. The streets are accumulating water at such a pace that the sewage system does not seem capable of handling it. Ooh! At first, I do my best to avoid the gathering puddles and streams of water carrying away dust and grime. Though the task is difficult and my feet should be soaked through the shoes and socks, I'm surprised to find that I don't walk into puddles. I walk over them. We float? Seriously, I'm shocked at this number. Normally, there's a token 1 appearance. I mean, that is true. It's refreshing to see. This is an indie game after all, so I assume. Wait, what was it? Damn. I opened the email somewhere. So some of them tell me like, oh, this is the studio. The indie game studio's Bottled Monster Inc. I assume. The name is definitely not traditional American, so I assume. I think they're because I'm in the what the fuck? I'm in the Discord group for this. I think it's European, which is also very interesting. So I'm assuming wow, well yeah, they're an indie European group. That's still interesting. Whoa, okay. It's not indie American. Huh. It's definitely this is definitely a game I'd recommend to Nebby. I'll definitely send it her way. She's usually on top of finding these, so she might already know of it, but if she doesn't, I'm gonna point it out to her. It's definitely an interesting game so far with characters and all that. Character design. We don't know much of the lore yet, but, that is interesting. Yeah, because I remember, I think the devs said that they were in British time. Because, like, usually game devs pop in. They're not going to pop in because, like, this is, right now, it's, like, midnight for them, so they are probably asleep because they probably have day jobs. Or want to get good sleep. So they're definitely not going to be here popping up into stream. But yeah, I think I would like to say that this game has variety. I like it. Especially the variety in darker tones. Terra's much darker. We don't know this guy's name. I just realized that. Terra's much darker than this guy. But, and then, what was it? I forgot the Shadow Master, his name. He's kind of closer to my skin tone. As though an invisible barrier has been created between myself and the cold water accumulating on the streets. When I glance back at the man leading me, I notice the way the rain bounces away from him. Ask him how he's keeping you both dry. Yeah, let me ask some questions. The cloak's enchanted. Oh! That was simple. I've never expected the effect of a magic item before, and I can't help but be a little awestruck at the revelation I was almost wearing one. They were pretty rare back in the Ares Empire. He tilts his head towards the sky as if attempting to gauge if it will cease raining soon. Then sighs. I apologize. Once again, it takes me a moment to catch his voice. I find how easy it is to miss alarming. True, I guess. Are you apologizing for the rain? Do you usually apologize to all victims you save from downpour? Yeah. He raised an eyebrow at my pathetic attempt at a joke. Only when they're unnatural, caused by the emotional experience of one of ours. Puzzle pieces clicked into place. Armor's current aqua aspect of water had come into power 3 years ago. Yet he was powerful enough to cause such a deluge. Oh, so he's the one responsible. So you're one of the generals, or demigods. He's one of the demigods. Do all elven aspects have the ability to affect the weather? I can feel his gaze resting on me for a brief period. No. Oh. At least not without the help of spell candles. Roll credits! I raise an eyebrow at the man as he guides us into a turn that leads us out of the basic rocky building district. What are the spell candles? A few seconds pass by without an answer, and I wonder if the cloak almost seems to grow heavier around me. That's not the cloak. I'm just kidding. A way to preserve pure elemental magic. And the magic is released when the candle is burned. Correct. Correct? Me? I'm saying it? Is that why candles are strewn about the city? Seems simple enough. He's gonna be like, no, it's just an aesthetic. We just like it. Bro, smiling. I know he's like, oh, I've been waiting 500 years to lay this on one. I spot the smallest of twitches at the corner of his mouth. Aren't you quite the astute student? Oh, I'm right. Okay, never mind. I thought he was gonna really lay it on me. I find myself smiling back at him. Our kind light them whenever they require magic they do not naturally possess. The red candles to light the fires at home and warm a room. Blue candles to summon and control water. The effects to which anyone can use these candles depend on their magic ability, of course, but I think you get the gist of it. The curve of his lips softened. Now he's really smiling. His features are for a split second. I find myself staring longer than it is appropriate. Me too, bitch. Can I also use magic, though? How do the aspects impose control upon the candles? And I think those are the same questions. Do you have an affinity for any element or deity? No. Then you likely can only benefit from enchanted items. Flying carpets, rings that part the sea, talking swords, the stuff of legends. He's teasing me. Okay, listen, smartass. Very funny. Here we are. The male stopped suddenly and turned towards me, his tall frame towering over me as he lifted his lantern toward the entrance to the Arsenian embassy. Loud percussion, the whistle of a flute, and a mandolin rang through the air, showing off the festivities had begun. And I was late. I'm embarrassed to admit I was so focused on the intriguing man before me to notice we'd arrived. Thank you. No thank you is necessary, be assured. You leaving or you coming in? He mentioned to me to go ahead with his free hand, so I just nodded, turned on my heel, and walked to the embassy in a hurry. Oh, I know his ass is waiting for me. He's gonna get me right when I come in. The music was much louder inside, accompanied by the smells of various sizzling meats. Ooh. And the bright light of hanging chandeliers. That's a chandelier? Oh, whatever. Who am I to judge? Water, earth, and death elves. Ah, I knew it. He did look like a death, design, I guess. Moved around in wild circular dances, dressed in such finery that I found myself thankful that the Terra had inferred on my behalf at the store earlier. Hi, yep. Oh, he's jumped me real quick. I'm a little scared. Though I spot him in the room, I find that he's engaged in conversation with some senators from our empire, full goblet in hand. Ah, there you are. A few paces away from him. My eyes met the infamous crimson hues of the general, who seems to have stopped whatever he was doing to size up my outfit. Irritation bubbles up in my throat, and I find myself quickly pivoting towards the drinks table. That's right, leave him. Don't give him the chance to open his mouth. A large wine fountain, adorned with lit silver candles, quickly catch my eyes, and a polite elf pours me a goblet upon noticing my approach. I take the cup with a smile, but am momentarily distracted from drinking. I hear a series of loud gasps echo from somewhere before a slick, tangible voice cuts through the music like a hot knife through butter. I told the pirate lord that if he's not willing to go to war for my love, he doesn't deserve me. Oh, this is a bad bitch, ain't it? And then I sank his ship to the bottom of the bay. Bad bitch it is. It's giving me Majima. A series of excited whispers and murmurs follow the ridiculous explanation, carrying an electric atmosphere that supports all forms of gossip mongering. Momentarily distracted, I can't help but search for whoever is the source of this ambience. Frankly, even if my sister and brother were on the marriage market, I doubt they'd be able to impress. Then again, feel free to bring it up with stepmother dearest. I'm sure she'll be thrilled to finally get a morsel of attention. My feet move automatically as if charmed by scandal carried within every sentence of whoever is speaking. It's a nosy bitch. I'm a nosy bitch. I find I am led into a section of the embassy floor, transformed into a lounge by large chases? silk curtains and burning in. Here we go again. Burning in essence. Incense. There you go. Many gorgeous elves are piled on top of comfortable pillows, lazing around in eye-catching outfits. So you mean they're barely dressed? Yet, when my eyes land on the male sprawled in the dead center of this crowd, I find myself suddenly flustered. He better have pants. Who we talking shit? Who out here talking shit? Yeah, right? Y'all hear something? Oh yeah, I was right. He's barely dressed. Damn, you can't hide the box. Everything about this man makes me want to double and triple takes. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. Makes me kind of want to, like, if I was taking a sip of my wine, I'd, like, into my, cup. The long hair glistens in the candlelight as if wet. The bright pink makeup. He's wearing makeup? Oh, I guess. I thought that was just, like, the... Like, you know, like, the tone of the background. Okay. I can see it. With the outfit that I'm sure would look unseemly on anyone else in such a formal environment. What outfit? He's just wearing some robes on his shoulder and covering his crotch. Oh, that's that loincloth type of situation, like Shiva from Grand Blue. There ain't nothing going on down there. Whoever he is, he commands the space behind these curtains as though he owns it. And though he might as well, considering the way the hungry gaze of his entourage follow each breath he takes. No, sweetheart. No matter how much money your father offers her family as a dowry, trust me, she won't marry you. He's like the it girl. He sounds so utterly bored with the topic that I almost believe that he isn't reveling in the attention he's receiving. His large smile says otherwise. Everyone knows that marrying for love is far superior to marrying for money. His gaze landed on me and his smile widened. Wouldn't you agree? Don't ask me that. If this were me in this scene and that was the source of the boasting, I'd chortle. I mean, it makes sense. I'd just be like, okay. Was it? Spill the tea, tis. Sis, stop. Spill the tea, sis. Not tis. What the fuck? The pool of attention was dropped upon me, and so suddenly that I found myself desperate to get rid of it. Marriage for money is better. I wouldn't say so. Marriage for love is better. I don't believe in marriage. That's right. What if we polygamy? What? I'd rather not give opinions on other people's relationships. Can't people have both? No, really, you can't. If you meet someone who you like and they're rich, you're marrying them for love, not necessarily money. If you meet someone who has money that you don't like, you're marrying for money. You can't have both. It isn't an echo stream without the flubs and slips. Look, I said incest so many times playing Lover's Enigma. I'm trying. Tuning Fork was like, I'm sorry, what did you say? And I was like, shut up. I'm trying. I'm punching my little pancake cat now. Marriage for love is better. See, my darling, there's no market value one can name when it comes to the hand of another in eternal matrimony. That is, if love truly grips them both. Grips? Why you say that? A breathy chuckle escapes the beautiful man before me. Wait, I need to start sweating. Before me, his gaze still on me with such intensity that I actively have to remind myself not to fidget. Croaker? I wanna be your girl. Hey, Ops. A breathy chuckle escapes the beautiful man before me, his gaze still on me with such intensity that I actively have to remind myself not to fidget. Did his eyes just gleam? Nah, it's just the lighting. It's the timing. Yeah, the timing, right? It seems this foreigner is already more intelligent in matters of the heart than you are, Leopold? Leopold. Who's Leopold? I feel myself wince as a fierce glare is directed my way by the Leopold in question. Perhaps they're also interested in matters of the flesh as well. Are you inviting me for... if I was walking when I'd heard that comment directed my way, I'd have tripped. I would have tripped, too. I'm tripping over my words. How entirely inappropriate. His heterochromatic... Oh, they are two different colors. Are they really? Okay. His heterochromic... Yep. His heterochromic eyes slide over my forehead. The retort I'd planned never leaves my mouth. You're just my type. Hey, lay off, man. I already got another guy hunting me down for sport. Excuse me? His bold, his bold proclamation wipes the remark clean from memory, and I can only stare at him, completely dumbfounded. He really hit me in the humana. My cheeks flush as he spreads two fingers in front of his lips. Hey, feel free to stop by my room later. I highly doubt that would be appropriate. I highly doubt I could find it. So here comes. Okay. Of course, Latimore saw I was having too good of a time and he came over to change that. Aqua of the Elves. Oh, so you caused the rain. My embarrassment is quickly swept under the rug, and the attention of the room instead drawn to the general who moved in front of me. His demeanor remains as cold as always. He said, I'm the only one who can mess with this bitch. Ah, the Shadow Master. Oh, now we can actually kind of get a good view. Yeah, I was right. There's not a breeze would leave him naked. The beautiful man before me. No, that was a choice. What was it? Tara was like the exotic. The general, Shadow Master General is just the monster, the strong guy. This guy is beautiful. The beautiful man before me finally moves to stand in front of us. I had an inkling that the male before me had to be influential, but had I just been propositioned by the aspect of water? Yes, he asked me to have sex, and I have yet to answer. The protagonist is likely doing the Johnny Bravo meme. I'm sickened, but curious. Sickened? More like I am offended, but curious. My brain blanched as I pondered how to put that down in my journal. I've heard a lot about you. The Aqua did a quick circle around the general, eyeing him with unabashed curiosity. The man without a heart, was it? Care to dispel that rumor? Ignoring the bold flirtation of the demigod, he's the equal opportunity bitch. Before him, the general's crimson eyes glanced in my direction briefly. Why are you looking at me? He asked you the question. I ask you to refrain from distracting our balefire, mandated political journalists from doing their job. I'm having a drink. I'm not on the clock right now. I find myself stiffening upon hearing the mention of the Ares Empire's grand capital. Aqua's attention slid over me again, lingering on the authorized notebook I was given to put my notes down. I make no promises. You! It's a festival, General. Relax. He waved an amphibious hand dismissively. In fact... He raised his voice in a way that carried his words around the room. I propose a toast. He's like, I'm out of here. Another goblet of wine is pushed into... I didn't finish the first one! Another goblet of wine is pushed into my hand by a servant so quickly that I suspect the Aqua of the Elves has a habit of making toasts. Through the room is buzzing with excitement. It is quiet enough to hear a pin drop. Beside me, I notice the general giving Aqua a withering glare. To the Ares Empire, who have stood behind us thousands of winters. He raised his silver goblet into the air. May our festival once again nourish the millennium-old alliance between our two nations, so that we may stand together against the coming wars anew in 8 months. Oh, they said war is yearly. Why the fuck is there a war every year? Prost! I blink as the word is echoed around the room, and everyone erupts in cheers before drinking from their cups. Imitator. I'll have a drink! I take a sip of the wine, and I am thrown off by the dry, slightly salty taste it carries. Oh, yeah, I'm a white wine drinker. I glance around the room to see if anyone shared my reaction, but it seems I'm alone in my confusion. The festivities around me have resumed in full force with the swell of a flute leading most elves that were gathered around Aqua into an unfamiliar folk dance. They bounce around the room in couples, laughing and dragging the occasional senator into their steps. It's wild and lively, and antithetical to the structured festivals we hold back at Balefire. It's an acquired taste. The wine, I mean. Surf grape, they call it in Amor. Who's this? Oh, it's you again! See, the moment people took their eyes off me, he appears. He's down bad. A familiar voice comes from behind me, and in turn I come face to face with a giant frame of the Elves' Terror. Long time no see, gorgeous. It's good to see you as well, Tara. Yeah, I almost said something bad. Planning to take Aqua up on his offer. Why? You heard that? It takes me a second to clue in what he's asking. Seems word travels faster than wine at the Elven capital. I will be doing my job. Thought so. A part of me wanted to ask him what he meant, considering the smile, but I find my attention occupied by Aqua. Oh, he's still here. He led a complex folk dance with easy confidence, his long hair swaying behind him, a mesmerizing head of the revelry. Our stoic general followed through the motions beside him as though he'd done this many times before. He is not here to dance. He looks like he'd have more fun cleaning bird shit. I stifle a laugh behind a hand and glance up at the shrugging demigod. Am I wrong, though? I'm agree with you. Why would I defend him? I can't help the smile that cracks my well-structured mass of professionalism. I don't have to do anything more to earn myself a pleased expression from the elven demigod. His gaze shifts behind me, and I follow it to a lone figure leaning against the wall beside the embassy entrance. It's the, I didn't get his name. It's the guy who looks like death, right? Yeah. Whoa! What? My guide from earlier with his hood down, started to see a pair of long, lupine ears shifting from the top of his head. Mors Mortis. What a name. The aspect of death, the last demigod of the waking elves. He's watching the dance unfold around the embassy floor, but seems to be restraining himself from joining it. Let loose your inhibitions. Dance, my dude. Hera nudges me with his elbow. You can invite him to dance, you know. I'm startled by the suggestion. You know the steps, don't you? I nod slowly. I wouldn't be allowed on this job if I didn't. Well, what are you waiting for? I'm mixed signals here. I blink at Tara's words, suddenly feeling encouraged to try something new. This could be a great feature to put into the journalist's piece after I go home. Oh! There's no save either! Wait, is there? Oh, save. Back. Okay, resume game. No! Well, wait, okay. Let me, what if I U-turn this on you? Would you care to dance with me then? I blurt the invitation out. Though the male beside me seems surprised at first, his expression melts into a masculine smile that turns his eyes into molten gold. Happily. With a swift motion, he pulls me onto the floor, joining one of the lines of dancers with ease. His large fingers lace with mine as the music shifts into a more folkloric tune with the same modus. A cello replaces the flute as the leading instrument. Percussions begin bounding through the air, stirring the adrenaline in my body. Yeah, that's stirring it. My hips sway in the rhythm of the complex steps of elven traditional dance as I straighten my back. Despite his larger frame, Tara's swings and spins are done with ease. I find myself able to follow, enjoy myself, his smile rousing a rare, genuine grin of my own. Impressive. He gives my hand a gentle squeeze, seemingly having realized that one of the demigods has joined the back of their winding dance line. The other elves swiftly shuffle down the formation to follow Tara to lead. If he noticed this fact, he doesn't comment on it. His eyes remain glued to me as he guides us around the center of the room, contesting Aqua and the general for a public eye. Enjoying yourself? Let's take the heart of the room. I think that's confident, right? Me trying to figure out how to match his freak. It might be the drink from earlier, but I could have sworn Tara's eyes glittered and lingered on my lips for a second. Alright, hold on. Turning away from me, the demigod pulls our row right in front of Aqua's dance line. He dips underneath the intertwined hands of two shorter elves, forcing our way with a confident step that makes me laugh as I follow him down and then back into the center of the hall. Oh my god, I just realized. I'm sorry. Because I've been sitting at my desk and I've been smelling like waffles. Or like pancakes. My damn plush smells like pancake. Oh! Because now I'm like, damn, why do I smell food? Am I hungry? The music swells. I'm hungry for something, alright. The music swells as we wind into a small circle, stepping in perfect beat with the pounding drum until the line twists so much that it becomes a maze of bodies weaving around one another. Oh no, until the music stops and I'm not next to Tara, but facing him. Close enough that I can feel the heat radiating off his body. Our breaths are almost as intertwined as our hands. I can feel his tail brushing my leg. Hey! Nice. Wait, nice my like squishy toy, or nice what happened? As I search for something to say, the room erupts in cheers and jolly laughter and erupts into another dance. But I'm too tired to join in, or perhaps too disturbed to acknowledge the way my heart is beating. As if sensing my discomfort, terror pulls me out of the center of attention. Need a drink? Sure! Pancakes, they'll both work. Shut up. Yeah, I didn't realize that it smells like that. I thought I was like, maybe there's a chemical leak or I'm delusional. No, it smells kind of good. He nods and heads to the bar, leaving me alone to catch my breath, sort through my emotions. None of the Arsenian generals would dine with their subordinates, and I just dance with a demigod. I can hear my heart beating in my ears, and for once, it's not from fear. For the first time in years, I begin thinking that my work is going to be genuine praise rather than propaganda. As I glance around the festivities of the room, I notice the Morris Mortis is quietly conversing with the general, who has a grave expression on his face. Aqua's nowhere to be found. I also notice the way I'm being constantly pinned with curious glances, perhaps due to my earlier dance performance. Here. I blink as Tara appeared beside me again, a goblet of wine in each hand. Thank you. I accept the drink and take a sip, unable to school my expressions into something resembling neutrality at its salty punch. Pounch! This is terrible. Tara chuckles beside me. It's an acquired taste. Might take a few centuries. Don't let Aqua hear you. It might accuse you of great political offense. I find my body seizing up at the thought. He's joking. Sounds around me grow to dull thuds, my heart beating in my chest, ringing in my ears. Prison, I can go to prison. I could get killed for letting loose if this opinion I dare share aloud. I can hear the general's eyes. I hear him, right? I can feel the general's eyes on me, and I have to remind myself to breathe. Hey, I was joking. I find that Tara has moved in front of me, blocking me from the view of the rest of the room. Concern is lacing his features. Can you hear me? I manage to nod, and he sighs. Look at me. The soft growl in his voice makes me do just that. Going to be alright. I hadn't realized how close he'd gotten, the way his tattoo glittered in the candlelight, how he smells of agarwood, earth, and birch. The details stir me, knock me out of my fear, and incite an entirely different thrill. I find myself nodding with more conviction this time. Mostly to clear my head, but to earn myself a small smile either way. Your name? Oh yeah, I never gave him my name. Excuse me? It takes me a moment to realize I had never properly introduced myself. It's Echo. Ah, Echo, the political journalist and dancer extraordinaire. It seems they've forgotten that first part. Oh, that's the general. I bet I called it! He said I was having too much fun. The general cuts into the conversation with a glare in my direction that gives me goosebumps. Any journalist serious about the job would have already been resting, preparing for tomorrow's festival's opening. He's alright! Though the smile on Tara's lips remain in place, I can sense he's no longer genuine. Then the fault is mine, General. I requested Echo join me. And I wasn't aware there was a curfew. There isn't, but I decided to hold my tongue behind my teeth before I get on the General's bad side. No, let's say it. We'll be like, he's lying. He looks to be searching for words. Oh, I helped him out? Help him? Oh, he wants my help? Should stay silent. Nah, I don't need these two fighting. I'll help him out, Jesus. Well, I am getting rather tired. It's been a long day, and all that traveling is finally getting to me. I fake a small yawn. I offer both men a small smile and bow. If you'll excuse me. The general gives me a curt, dismissive nod, but Tara just stares at me quietly. An unfamiliar look crosses his features before he gives me a bright smile, as fake as my own. Heading up the stairs into the embassy living quarters, I'm guided to my quarters by a young girl with warm mannerisms and deposited in front of the door of a room I won't be sharing with anyone else. Why do you say that? Alright, hold on. Alright. Wait, you load. No, I saved! I thought I hit load! Okay, whatever. Alright, let's go dance with the other options here. I picked Terra, so let's pick Mortis Mortis. Now I shift back to the demigod of death who stands near the front of the entrance of the embassy hall, cup of wine in hand. He strays from the rest, enjoying his bubble of serene solitude as he instead observes the descending chaos, content to be exempt from it. Emboldened by the terrorist words, I politely excused myself from my time with the leader of the elven faith and moved to join Morris Mortis in his reclusive corner. His gaze shifts to me briefly, noting my approach before returning to the wild dances happening around us. Shouting, hopping, twirling, jumping, kissing, whoa, touching, drinking. The Aqua has grabbed our general lead. Oh yeah, we read that. I can't help but smile as I reach the demigod of death and lean on the wall beside him. You're not joining them? His eyes flit to me and then back to the craze up ahead. Dancing is not something I ever had much of a talent for. And yet you enjoy watching it. It is a verification of being alive, beautiful in its simplicity and simultaneously its complexity. I tilt my head and turn my attention fully to the scene before me as it unfolds. The Morris of the elves is the oldest of the elven aspects, a frightening monster with sharp teeth and claws capable of plucking a person's soul right from their chest. He was perhaps the most feared ally we had, a folk tale the parents told their kids when they didn't want to go to bed. The sleepless, woven demigod who ate the naughty children when they wandered into the dark forests at night. These men and women, politicians, are like the stars. They burn beautifully when they're far away, interesting to observe but not to encounter. His plain observation surprises me, and though I lack the courage to verbally or visibly agree with him, in a room where doing either would be treason, I feel that my silence tells him enough. Ah, you again. The music continues and Shell swells with emotion as I watch Ptero join in the dance, leading a long winding column of his own with a smile on his face. He's like the sun, a stark contrast to the school displeasure of our general and the mischievous expression of the Aqua. What about you? Oh, sorry, he's asking me. What about you? Why aren't you joining them? Actually, I wanted to dance with you. Actually, I came over here because I wanted to dance with you. I know you said you prefer watching, but would you like to join me for a song nonetheless? The aspect of death stills, and I find myself wondering if the undead demigod had to breathe in orders to survive. The eyes on his cheekbones dart to me, as if taking me in properly for the first time. There's suspicion in there that I'm not used to receiving. The dance floor is a cacophony of egos and personalities right now, a meat grinder that I have no interest in entering. I school my features into neutrality as he lifts a hand to rub the space between his eyes. I see. I'm sorry for bothering you with my request then. No, do not apologize. Someone grows hushed. I barely catch his next words over the music. Though I rarely interact with mortals, I understand attempts at kindness. Dancing is an activity of the living. The dead are only supposed to marvel from the sidelines. What weird rules. I know better than to question customs. I do not understand though. Ah, okay. A sudden surge of the beats turned my eyes to the center of the embassy main hall where the aspects of earth and water had clashed, both vying for the center of the dance floor. The general, whose fingers were still intertwined with Aqua's, regarded the aspect of water as though he was seconds from killing him. Jesus, relax! The stomping of feet, clicking of cups, roaming of hands, the smell of expensive perfumes met with that of sizzling meats, cooked traditionally as kebab. At the same time, it reminded me of home, while also letting me experience something entirely different. It made me want to close my eyes, lean into the beat like everyone else. As the chaos of the festivities raged around me, and I turned to once again face Morris Mortis. Whoa! A question on my lips. I watched his eyes widen as he pulled me to the side without warning as a stray glass of wine smashed to the wall where I said, "Who threw that at me?" Its owner, an earthen elf with a sandy skin tone, laughed drunkenly, perhaps after doing a few twirls to me in the current. Okay. Her eyes, with the color of bright amethyst, turned to me, and what I assumed was going to be an apology turned to wide eyes, quivering lips, and a deep bow. She said something in Elvish and then turned on her heels and ran out of the embassy's open doors into the night, leaving me dumbfounded. At least she was considerate enough not to disturb the rest of the guests by screaming. She said she apologized for the glass. I turned to Morris Mortis, whose nonchalant tone was betrayed by the scowl on his lips. I thank you. It is of no consequence. A series of merry cheers erupts from the center of hall. The long song having come to an end, but I find myself uninterested in the winner of its superstitious competition. The man before me holds my gaze instead. I'm fascinated by what someone so seemingly gentle had done in seconds to summon forth such primal fear from his subject. But if Morris senses the millions of questions on my tongue, he ignores them, instead reaching towards me and tugging something out of my hair. His dark fingers pluck away. I catch a 6-eye tattoo on the back of his hand. If glass got on you. Damn! In my hair? He shows me a small sharp between his fingers. Something that wouldn't have happened had our balefire mandated journalists been doing their job recording the happenings rather than partaking in them. He just won't let me have fun. I've noticed that. The general cuts into the conversation with a glare in my direction and gives me goosebumps. I believe you and I have different definitions of the term partaking, General. Unlike me, Morris Mortis seems completely unaffected by the Shadow Master's presence. Your journalist was in fact doing their job very well. It is the fault of our people that got injured. The General scoffed. Shut up, as his gaze shifting to me again, his eyes tracking what I could only assume was the glass shards in my hair. There's more? Any journalist serious about their job would already be resting. He's like that with everyone. The aspect of death gaze shifts to me as if to gauge something before he places a hand on his toned chest. It toned indeed. His head dips into a curt bow, a soft smile on his lips. May your rest be tranquil, and your spirit feel serene under Nosh's watching gaze, Echo. Thank you, Natura. As he rises, I offer both men a small bright smile. If you'll excuse me. The General gives me a courage. Alright. Oh wait, Morris, on the other hand, seems to be looking past me. I take his permission to leave. It is halfway out of the room that I realize I never actually had a chance to tell the aspects of death my name. He just knew who I was. He called me by name, didn't he? Yada! Yeah, he called me by my name. How the fuck you know Shadow Master is possessed? I need him to relax. Alright, let's talk to Aqua. Let's dance with Aqua. Aqua. Uh-oh, my camera seems to not... Well, has lost me. Yeah, I'm gonna do him last, since he seems to be the party pooper here. It takes a little effort to find the man in question, leading a line of dancers through a tune traditional to our empire. He twists his hips, I almost said lips, with every step of a smile on his face as his flowy dress trails in the air after him. He's bewitching, and I know I'm caught staring when our gazes meet, and I quickly have to look back at Tara, who I find grinning down at me. I see someone else has caught your eye. What? No. Come on. Before I can protest, I'm dragged to the hub of all attention by the Andro-Sphinx. Oh, he's a Sphinx! Damn, you here too. It is... It's difficult to make out the words exchanged between our general and the aspects of Earth, but a couple of breaths later I find myself taking his place, holding Aqua's amphibious hand. Oh, so he's gone. Dance like your life depends on it. That's right. Was it lip sync for your life? If I make a single misstep, I would shame the Empire, especially considering the way all eyes are on me now. All eyes on me. I thought you despised being the center of attention based on our earlier interaction. I do despise it. And yet, here you are anyway. Music shifts into a more folkloric tune. His body suddenly twists, turning to face mine. I catch a sparkle in his eye as a cello replaces the flute as the leading instrument. Percussions begin bounding through the air, stirring the adrenaline in my veins. The Aqua leads us around over a couple of low chases, and I find myself having to concentrate on my feet in order not to trip. Keep up, my dear. I barely have the time to respond as he lifts his other hand mid-step and snaps his fingers. With my next breath, I feel the air in the room suddenly grow humid. Oh no! The candles dim and glittering mists fill the room, turning the setting into much more intimate. He literally dampened the candles. Excited murmurs mingle with the intense music as the demigod of water leads our line of dancing elves and mortals to the center of the hall. Hold on. I have a split second to react to his word, breaking your grip on his hand. Do I listen? I do not judge. In the split second I have to react, I gave his hand a firmer hold as he flicks a glittering silver candle we pass by in the dim room. A gasp leaves me suddenly as my perspective shifts and I find myself taller, no higher. My feet are climbing an invisible staircase in the air until we're dancing and twirling above the heads of all those looking. I can barely make anyone else out in the darkness of the room. Aqua, however, is luminous in the darkness. As he turns to face me, I find myself holding my breath. Like a siren, the drops of water stick to his skin, reflecting the light of the room, making it difficult not to stare. His smile widens as I feel my cheeks flush. This is a good look on you. Wet and breathless. Yikes! You can't say stuff like that! I can do whatever I want. Ah! To prove his point, he shifts his hand over to my waist, pulling me close. A few beats before the song comes to an end, I catch his scent, and it's an odd combination of peppery, floral, and sweet. A quick yelp, escapes me, as we begin descending back toward the tiled floor of the embassy hall. You know the general's gonna show up in, like, 2 lines. Maybe. Well, the drop isn't terribly fast. I'm so surprised I wrap my hands around the demigod's arms, desperate not to fall. He laughs the dolt, and as I'm about to snap, completely having forgotten where we are on the the floor explodes with applause, and the light returns back to the room. The humidity is gone with my next breath, and like the man whose arms I'm standing in, he moves a damp strand of hair behind my ear and leans closer, tilting his head to one side. I raise my hand to stop him from moving closer and watch as he gracefully pulls back. I didn't want any trouble. Humor makes its way onto his gorgeous face. Ever, what a horrible way to live. Maybe if you keep giving trouble a try, you'll learn to rejoice in the festivities rather than fear them. So about that invitation. Yeah, of course he's coming back. Guess who's here? The General! They can't be bothered. The biggest cockblock I've had in a visual novel. The General cuts into the covers. No, Orion was probably the only other cockblock in a visual novel that I've ever seen was Orion. But he kind of didn't have a choice. The guy is choosing to, like, wedge himself in. The General cuts into the conversation with a glare in Aqua's direction that gives me goosebumps. Instead of being frightened, however, the aspect of Water's gaze simply flickers between Shadow Master and me quickly before a smile curls upon his lip. As though he's seen his opponent fall into a complex trap in a game of chess. Ah, but General, shouldn't you let your subject decide for themselves whose bed they spend the night in? I'm sorry, you think we're... you, me? Him? Excuse me. And our great nations have such similar beliefs about how the physical and mental health are strongly related to. They are part of a political delegation, Aqua. They are not being paid to be your bed warmer. Scylla Pure and Lovak give me strength. Yes, and I'm not supposed to be very accepting of murderers walking around in our capital, but I am making this gesture towards you, am I not? I am so stunned that I have the urge to go knock on wood somewhere. This is a nightmare. It has to be. I drop my goblet, I spit my wine, I clear my throat. Well, if that is all, then I should be heading to my chambers to prepare for tomorrow's opening ceremony. He didn't even get the chance to chide me for not doing, quote unquote, not doing my job. I just I excused myself. I pat myself on the back when both of their annoyed gazes turn to me, and I don't flinch. Any journalist serious about their job would have already been arrested. Okay, there it is. He had to squeeze that one in. I give the General my brightest smile. My thoughts exactly. Now if you'll excuse me, I wish you both a pleasant evening. Please don't burn down the embassy while I'm sleeping inside. The General gives me a curt nod, dismissive nod as I turn on my heel. Oh, you ain't gonna let me go. The Aqua gives me a heavy charged look that I have to make a mental note to forget, lest I want to experience a very specific kind of dream tonight. Ah! Alright, okay, let's give the General a chance. Maybe he's not all stiff, stick in the mud. Pick the General. The Terror tilts his head at me, his eyes glimmering gold as he notices the subject of my gaze. Gold? I'm almost jealous that he's the reason for this fearlessness in you. I don't know what you're talking about. Come on. Before I can protest, he's giving me also, like... I mean, it's obviously he's, like... Aqua's down bad, but it seems like he'd be down bad for, like, anyone mildly attractive. But he's definitely giving me the, like, down bad love interest, but also kind of, like, protective friend / brother. Before I can protest, my cup has been handed off somewhere else, and I'm dragged to the hub of my all attention by the Androsphinx. I watch the General's eyes narrow at something Atera said and shift to me before he takes my hand and drags me to the front of a completely different dance line. You could say something. His eyes flip between the Terra and the Aqua, and I process the emotions of his face: aggression, ambition, and competitiveness. Whatever the demigod of Earth has said was clearly a challenge to the Shadow Master's reputation. I watched him take a deep breath and exhale as he led our line of dancers through the steps of the traditional dance from our homeland with grace. He moved carefully like a raven, but with the poise of an adder. While I know I'm the focus of your piece, I'm not sure you need to observe me as closely as you are right now, Echo. Damn! What do you want? Mixed signals! You should be like the mice, skittering in the corners of rooms, taking in the morsels of information you get by observing those around you. I literally did that in every other route and he got mad. Instead, you somehow done the opposite, and we've been in Omnis for less than 4 hours. It's baffling. I feel the blood rushing to my face. I keep my tone calm as I respond. Even mice are social creatures, General. They are, but not with cats. Hey, that's that's mean. He's a fish of some sort. My eyes shift to the Aqua and Terra, who are leading their line of officials over chases, the pair of them laughing. If the aspects really are as bad as you say they are, then why do we ally with them? His silence stretches out over enough beats to make me believe I've left him speechless. That's right. And surely enough, as I look at him, I catch furrowed brows and a frown, an untold secret on his lips that he refuses to share. The current song comes to an end, and a chiller... Yeah, we've been through that. A customary theme to Quill and Gilar and its elves. We had to take dance lessons before leaving on this political mission, so I know the movements pretty well. I catch the General glancing my way as I look down at my feet as we hop through the steps. The beat grows faster, the instruments playing louder, buffeting my ears as the Shadow Master's movements match the new speed. I follow through as he leads us through the room, only to land us in front of the smiling Terra and Aqua, who dip their heads under the grip of the General and I. As is customary for the dance, we have to raise our conjoined hands and hold them higher so the entire line of dancers, led by the elven leaders, pass between us. I'll smile back. I'm nice. I return Terra's smile with one of my own as he barely fits his ginormous torso between our outstretched hands, reminding me how big he is. I didn't think I needed this moment of breathless chaos to allow me to remember to have fun, and yet, as the bystanders begin clapping in the rhythm of the song, I know I'm grinning. The meter of this tune is terribly infectious. It makes my pulse jump, and my body feel electrified. Just for a few more beats, a couple of skips, 1, 2, 3. A laugh, a breath, a leap, all mine. The song comes to an end, replaced by loud applause and cheers, which I join in on. I turn to face the General, finding him clapping half-heartedly as he's eyeing me. Maybe it shows on my face the rude way I want to snap at him and ask, what? Because he graces me with a small smirk. It makes him look roguishly handsome in a way that punches me in the stomach. Any journalist... Oh my God, will you stop? Any journalist serious about this job would already be resting right about now, or preparing for tomorrow's Dread Festival's opening ceremony. He's not breathless like me, and there isn't a single drop of sweat visible on his brow. It's infuriating. He lifts a hand towards me, and my heart sees its movement, as if by his command, the consequence of my earlier boldness. The shadows of the room darken, his eyes spark, or maybe catch the light. There's crimson brought out in a way that makes me freeze. No. All this freedom today has made me lower my guard, but my life was an exclusive prerogative granted to me by the Empire, by its Emperor and generals. Journalists are exempt from the obligations of war if they serve their country through the text, and I should have been doing my job. I should have been a mouse. I should have quietly stood at a corner, put ink on paper. Focus, Echo. So, like, if I spend time with him, he's actually nicer to me. But then, yeah, it's like, of course, he's putting anxiety in me. And now he's all like, hey, cut that out. He taps my forehead with a singular knuckle, and I recall how to breathe. I feel the cold sweat of terror on the back of my neck as I watch him furrow his brow. I watch him furrow his brows and pull away from me. You're not getting sick, are you? I blink at the question and realize my hands are shaking. You're the one who put me in this state. I don't know what I don't know what I look like to my superior, but based on his confusion, I'm visually shaken. I might just be tired from today's travel. Daryl nods slowly. It's clear he doesn't believe me, but he makes an effort to stop me as I turn around and exit the party, make my way to my room. My mind is running wild with thoughts, my breathing somehow steady despite my feelings. I quickly reach my room. The inside is a small, luxurious furnished, showing off what I already knew, that the Ares Empire spared no expense for its diplomats. I find myself glaring at the unnecessary mahogany desk, the silk robe hanging from my dresses, the comfortable bed warmed by the red candle lit beside it. The redundant opulence of the en-suite bathroom with the heated floors and the scented soaps. Damn, I'm living like a luxury. Possessive. He's giving me that. I sigh as I sink into my bed, journal in hand. I should probably put that on the desk. Pushing my annoyance aside, my thoughts drift, taking me through the day. So far, I find Omnis to be charming. The interconnectedness of all elven races in Omnis is reminiscent of our balefire. There is an inherent kindness that perhaps stems from the excitement over the festivities. It is chaotic, wild, and in some way similar to our holidays back home. Or the memories of hundreds of lost ones spurs on a camaraderie between the waking elves and the Arsinians. I take a moment to ponder how I feel about the long day I've had and find that my latest hours stick out as a journey of emotions. Agreeing to come here has been a risk, but maybe, just maybe, the trouble will be worth it. Next, I find myself focusing on the welcoming activities I've just been a part of. They're quite a special experience. The winters our Eastern continent experiences are mere myths to the rest of the known world. They are harsh, filled with horrors of mind and body. We lose too many good people in the wars every year. And yet, with the Arsenian embassy of Omnis, the evening before the Dread Festival, we are welcomed with open arms by our elven comrades in arms. We find hope in breaking bread and sharing wine. We smile, laugh, and choose to live on. Persist despite the abominations in our recent memories. It was a heartwarming sight of an alliance forged over millennia of joint suffering. I find myself smiling when I think of, I get to choose. Damn. Terra. The fearless, imposing demigod of the earth element and exploiter of all its treasures. Zealous leader of Fides, the elven city of faith, ruthless warrior aspect in Natura. He wasn't anything like what I'd expect. Generous, kind, obliging. A man who showed off his personality to lead with a simple stance and a soft squeeze of hand. A stark contrast to the phony diplomats and ruthless generals from Ares. I shake my head at the thought, deciding that it's better left unwritten. Right? That's gonna get us in trouble. Then after a moment, I scratch through the entire section I've written about Terra, paranoid that someone with a basic political knowledge could read between the lines of my work. Perhaps the weeks of travel were finally getting to me. I put away my journal and try to get some rest. To survive in the Ares Empire, you need to live it. Or you need to be very good at pretending to do so. The delegation was ready to depart to the Central Plaza at 7:30 a.m. sharp. I systemize like apothecary bottles. Not a single soul dared to be late under general scrutiny. As if yesterday's chaotic revelry was a dream we'd all conjured it up in our sleep. But the outfits of my body were proof enough, considering I had nothing else decent to wear. The elven diplomats meant to escort us to the location of the Dread Festival's opening ceremony arrived at exactly 7:35. The Shadowmaster greeted them after finishing the seeming contents of his cup, bid they lead the way. Woof. I soon find myself uncertain as to why all of this posturing was necessary. The Central Plaza of Omnis is exactly a 3-minute walk away from the embassy. Though we are early to the ceremony, the opening space is packed with elves of various elemental inclinations and ages. Several large stone coffins, held together with heavy locks and star-mail chains, lay arranged in a neat line in the heart of the square. A giant cauldron of bubbling wax levitates peacefully above each one, and I quickly spot the 7 lit silver candles held together by Mors Mortis. Though Terra and Aqua are nowhere to be found, the aspect of death seems to be personally attending to the festival's preparation. He appears calm as he runs his fingers over the flames of the braziers, heating the cauldrons, earning excited whispers from the gathered elves and senators. I find myself wondering if it hurts or if he touched fire so many times that he's grown numb to it. For a second, his eyes meet mine across the field of our delegation, steps forward to our designated area. I'm a smile. So, you know, good morning. Surprise skips over his features like a pebble before sinking underneath the perfectly constructed political smile he'd offered our delegation. Or so I expected. Instead, his expression remains the same as he offers us a cool, calculated bow. Welcome, esteemed General and Delegate of the Ares Empire, to this year's Dread Festival opening. Thank you, Aspect of Death, for hosting us again this year. The Shadow Master returns the sentiment with a curt bow of his own. What a lukewarm exchange. I am not certain exactly what has happened between the two, but I do not have any time to dwell on it, for Aqua and Terra's arrival breaks the tension and turns it into chaos. Wherever those two appear, the location turns to a stage set for a spectacle. A stark contrast to the elves' indifference towards Mors Mortis and quite curiosity about the general. I find my gaze lingering on. I gotta stop focusing on Terra. This is more and Mortis. He deadass don't want to be here. The Aspect of Death stood motionless beside our delegation as he waved for his compatriots to join us. His high profile reminded me of a statue, his lithe form carved from decades of decision. Only his eyes gave away signs of life. His gaze shifted through the crowd, landing on his fellow aspects before he blinked, an action so natural that it looked foreign on him, as though he did it for the benefit of the living around him. Esteemed guests of the Empire, allow us once again welcome you to our land as we commemorate the end of another winter. Terra moved to stand beside the now quiet Mors Mortis. There is no greater honor for us and our people to call you and yours by their term allies. For every time we've called, you have answered, and whenever you've been in need, we've delivered. It is through good that we stave off evil. Through your gods and ours. Listening to this eloquence of the Aspect of Earth, I'm quickly reminded that he is the leader of the Elven City of Faith. Terra also holds the title of head of all elfic religions. Damn! Woo! I'd like to know that religion. Aqua speaks next, a hand on his heart. Our bond has lasted for millennia, a marriage against darkness. This commitment immortalized when we sealed away the 7 scions will continue to hold again today. On this first dawn of the Dread Festival, we vowed to once again keep them at bay. His voice pulls me towards him like a sailor to a siren, but it's Morris tone that brings me back. That makes me stop and listen. From flesh to wax, from wax to life. Every year the eternal war takes from us we hold dear. And with that, what is left of them, we seal away chaos, anger, harm, loneliness, sorrow, hunger, and plague, and take a breath until next winter. For it is through faith that we hold the lines, though through love that we stand and united, and through hope that we keep fighting. Let those we love shield us once more from the dangers we've forgotten. Breathe in and take your time to pray. And pray. Terra's command echoes through the air, rendering the thousands of elves gathered on their knees. As per the ritual, our delegation is the first to walk up to the braziers. Oh no, I said it! It's a brazier! Of bubbling wax! And silently thank those who gave their lives for ours. I've learned nothing. The general goes first, murmuring thank yous in both our language and that of the elves. Good job! Shut up! Oh my god. I'm losing steam. I will be wrapping it up though, because I have one more game demo, and I want to get to that one, because it's only an hour. And then prepare, I might do a watch along of the Hollow Stars, oh shut up, Shellwax. Though I can't see his face, I find the tone to be gentler than anything I've heard from him before. I go last from our delegation. Think of those we've lost over the years of the war. Yeah. A deep pain grips me. I know it stems from the emptiness of what once was, but is now no more. As I reach the first cauldron, I thank the people and elves who gave their lives for our peace in both languages. Then I move on to the next cauldron and do the same, and the next, and the next, and the next. It is considered a great honor to be able to come to this close to the dead again. Once our delegation has finished praying our respects, the elven aspects follow. The 3 move in perfect tandem, By the time Morris is finished, the rest of the elven population, anonymous, is already in silent tears. 4. Morris orders for after a moment of silence. The 7 cauldrons obey Morris commands, slowly moving to tip over. Wax begins hitting the coffins one by one, resealing them under the watchful eyes of the elven aspects, their people in our delegation. Get down! Yo, what? The words shattered through the silence. I barely have time to process the familiar voice before the ground under my feet gives. For a moment, I think I am blind. The world has turned pitch black. I think I smell something burning. Then daylight breaks through, bringing back my sense of sight. My knees are bleeding. Oh no! I blink as I try to get my bearings, but it's as though the sound has ceased to function. I make out that some of the senators lay beside me, cowering. What? Shit, I'm gonna stay low for now. He's the one who can stand up. The general's kneeling beside me, a knife in his hand. Oh, his eyes wander around our delegation, coolly checking everyone's presence and safety. At least until a shout cuts apart my insanity with a new horrifying discovery. The goddess of chaos has escaped! My eyes shoot in the direction of the pale marble coffin, the last one to be sealed, now empty. I hear murmurs and whispers from the gathered elven crowds. The words are undecipherable until General's crimson gaze sweeps towards the onlookers with what can only be described as wild fury. They finally decide to conquer us too. Betrayers! Scoundrels! My blood chills as I realize that the only possible culprits could be those close enough to the cauldrons. The realization seems to dawn upon the aspects at the same time because all 3 of them turn to face us. Their words we didn't do shit! The words "sees them" suddenly sound like a phrase from a banned horror novel. The elven crowds are dispersed and told to return to their homes under curfew. Meanwhile, we are roughly pulled to a standing position from the aspects. While Terra and Aqua's expressions are unreadable, Morris looks dangerously calm. General, give us one reason why we mustn't lynch your delegation and send you back to the Emperor to announce the dissolution of our alliance. You have no proof. I find this man's ability to remain an egotistical bastard even when standing before 3 demigods almost attractive. Almost. Did nobody else stand close enough to the brazier? Damn it! I did it again! No, I said right, brazier. In order to tamper with them. I said it right. The general falls silent, and I realize exactly what he's saying. I see Morris' expression turn murderous as he reaches the same conclusion. My thoughts suddenly dim as a primal, existential fear of death sinks its claws into my back. How dare! Let's hold an investigation, then. Aqua's smile is nonchalant, but something in his tone gives me a pause. Morris' eyes narrow on the demigod of water. Everyone present is a suspect. I don't know why the 3 unitary demigods suddenly look so divided. Terra, much to my surprise, is frowning, his tail flicking around, his arms crossed from his chest. Very well. Morris' 4 jade eyes wander between the members of our delegation and the surrounding guards before landing on the general. Name your investigator, Shadow Master. You get one and only one. He's gonna pick me, damn it. Echo. What? I jump to my feet, all eyes turn on me. I'll do it. I catch a glimmer in Terra's eyes, but none of the aspects argue the general's choice. Aqua's smile widens and I find myself looking away. I need to escape all this attention. The festival lasts 7 days. This is how long you have to get to your truth. The unspoken "if you fail" remains a silent implication that hangs over my head like a guillotine for the next week. Yeah, they'll kill me. Day 1. Okay, actually, I think that's a good stop. I'll definitely come back and probably play this on my own time, but I think that's a good, like, intro to the game. I'm not... I think I did... Whoa! Did I make a note? I'm not sure how long this is. Yeah, I don't actually know how long the demo is. But it is a demo. So I imagine maybe day 1 is all I'll get to do. And this is probably where it, excuse me. This is probably where it kind of, like, would branch out, right? So I think, like, I don't have a favorite so far. I mean, shit. I like All of the cast is very wonderful. I don't have a favorite right now, so I feel like I'll be torturing myself to try to pick somebody. But that was Spell Candle. Get the store page link. Link will be in the description for YouTubers. For YouTube crowd. No! Give me a sec. But here's the Steam page. Boom! So if you want to check out the game yourself. Wait, is this right? No, it's not right. They also have a Kickstarter. I don't know why I fumbled trying to remember what Kickstarter is. It's like staring me in the face. Here's the Windows. Yeah, they have a Kickstarter, which is live. Oh, let's make that a wee bit bigger. I did this for the other demo I did. Damn, they're already 10,000. That's nearly past halfway to their goal. There's 25 days left though, so you still got time to jump in. I don't have to look at the information unless you want to learn more about like the studio, because we've already kind of went through the game, so not. So as usual, well, let's start with the most expensive one. There's still early bird add-on. Oh wait, these are gone. Shit. This only went live a couple days ago. So this is early bird. So this is special discounts. Okay. Damn. Okay. Original goods. Oh, original gods. Oh, included. Okay. Okay. Exclusive updates is interesting. Chesticle t-shirt. Never mind. Let me go check out the information. Usually, usually Kickstarters will like put this into I'm still on the campaign page. Usually they'll put this into the they'll describe the stuff or have pictures. Maybe they don't have merch yet, quite yet. But I'm a little interested. What are these items that they're talking about? Oh, they have. Whoa. So they have the music, chesticle t-shirt. We'll get to that. So they have Big Bite Records and Varia Duet. The music is very good. I'll give them that. Okay, yeah, I should just go here because it's like, okay, rewards. Your name included in game, classic. Simple character sketch. Interesting. Your OC in the game. Okay. Oh, okay, this is a nice little grid to help you, like, understand what you could get. So there's digital stickers, art book, soundtrack, sticker sheet, or you can get physical art book, physical one. Oh, apron, that's cute. Oh, yeah, I see what they mean by chesticle shirt. Um, okay. Um, of course you can get your OC again. Oh, so there's more. So the game fully funded, partial voice acting, animated intro somatic. Okay. Downloadable character, female romanceable character Rhea. Don't know who that is. Interesting. Spicy art of all characters. Like, is that in the game, or do you just get that part of the game? Full-time game development. Oh, so this would mean like they would be able. Yeah, like I said, they probably got day jobs. Oh, so this would be. This is more like at this rate they'd be able to work on the game faster. Bonus stretch goals. Oh, there's a description. Damn, oh, that's Raya. Whew. Okay. Ever wanted a muscle mommy with a kind heart? Okay, so Spice. Our writer has read enough book talk for this. That's a joke, right? If you funded this, we promise you are a fully voiced, fully written out, full free DLC scene worth 5 red pepper emojis. 5 out of 5 red pepper emojis. Shut up. And not safe for work CG will be included for each romanceable character. So kind of like what Date with Death did, where later they dropped the not safe for work patch, which I have yet to play because going back into that game is very long. Yeah, and then like 200,000 means that they would be able to wow, it means they'd be able to work full time, but also like hire a psychologist to make sure that they stay healthy, and they can hire interns and give them experience and stuff. That's really nice. That'd be really good. That'd be really nice if they do make it to 200K. Oh, okay. So then anything higher, they're like, give us suggestions, which is fair. Yay, that's nice. No AI. Someone was probably saving up like mad just to have their OC officially thirsting. I feel like there's some people, either there's rich bitches out there, or there are people who like stalk Kickstarter and look for this type of like opportunity. Like it was like the Homestuck one. Apparently, some dude who worked like in the armed forces just had money like laying around, and he spent it all on like the biggest um thing that was available. Yeah, they already got three backers for this $1,000 one. That's crazy. I mean, good. That's crazy. Diva bundle. That's funny. I like to say that. Um, eh, I think. Wait, I'm probably back for the game. I don't think I need add-on access. The soundtrack's pretty good, but I'm not too much of a. I'm not really one who likes like the fantasy songs. Like like I'm more like EDM. But the music is really good. I think I would just wait for the soundtrack to be available, like, and I just buy the soundtrack. Um, I don't know about the art book. Then some of these things will be available afterwards, anyways. I think I'd rather just back for the game. Because like digital stickers, I that's lost on me.